for you on your screens.
Wow.
The second quarter PAT, that stands at 6450 crore rupees. That's just the first flash. So I'm just going to wait by and, get in more details. The numbers that we were working with a figure of about 6,312 crore rupees, an uptick of about 6% is the number that we are working with. So 6450, that's the consolidated PAT. The first flash is looking very impressive. You've got more numbers, Pankaj?
Yeah, I just meantime opened the release which has been hitting the exchanges. 6,458 crores. That's the PAT number that we are looking at. As you pointed out, 6,200 or slightly lower than that is what essentially the number is. The sales number, this is income from operations, has come in at about 30,541 crores. Again, that seems to be a decent number. On a QOQ basis, it's about 29,584, not 2,000. It's a 6,000 crore PAT company, so 29,500 odd crores. So if I just, just calculate it, it's about 1,000 crores on the base of about 29,500. That's about 3% in terms of a quarter-on-quarter growth. Now, for a company like TCS, you would just look at the EBIT. The EBIT is 8,479 crores, which is about versus about 7,873 crores. So that's another good number that we are talking about. If I look at the estimates of the net income or the sales, the net income from operations, it's broadly in line. I mean, just about 10 crores here and there, which really doesn't matter. I'm more interested to look at the EBIT number. So the EBIT number is 8,479 versus 7,873. So the growth there has been more than 3%. I looked at the other income. Other income has actually fallen. It's about 816 odd crores. So it broadly seems that the margins have surprised on the street. If I'm not wrong, the street was working with 24% in terms of margins. On the back of the hand that I can calculate, Aisha, from this release, it's about 25.05. So it's about 25.05. So I think it's a margin which is 50 basis points higher.
So a beat on margins, a beat on PAT, wherein the revenues have come in line. Now we're only waiting for that one figure, which is the dollar revenue. $48 million is what we are working with. But Sunita, largely as per what the market was expecting, extremely a muted set of numbers, these numbers are not bad at all.
Okay, I don't think...
Looking at the numbers, how will you approach the stock tomorrow morning? Do you think not so much the number, but it's the commentary from the management about how the performance will be in the second half that will be more important?
Oh yes, absolutely. Again, if you look at the EBIT performance has been much better than what the street was expecting. But the management commentary is going to be very, very key in terms of the performance ahead. Though they have maintained that the payout probably would be higher after the buyback that they've probably done. But again, I think in terms of their core verticals, BFSI, retail specifically, 32 and 12% contribution, how is that panning out? And it's a first half revenue driven company. So the second half is going to be extremely critical for the company in terms of both volume growth and how the revenue activity is going to get driven, specifically from these two key elements. Digital has done well. So in that respect, again, I think it's a commendable performance, and the management was very, very clear that digital will keep on doing well with the three different subsets created within digital. So yes, I think a steady performance, but the management commentary will do the talking for this.
Okay, Urmil, Mayuresh, if I can ask you, we have seen that US has not performed that well for TCS, but other geographies and verticals other than BFSI and retail are doing well. Do you think that is something that can drive growth going forward, and we will be able to, the TCS will be able to still manage to get high single-digit growth in the current fiscal?
No, again, I think North America is a significant contributor. It's almost 53% in terms of their overall top line comes in from North America. Continental Europe almost 13-14%. And again, I think the small sections, Latin America is very, very small at 3%. But again, UK forms around 14%. So yes, I think the North American revenues form a very important pie in terms of a geographical contribution for TCS's top line. And there again, I think the different sub-segments, I think they need to do well consistently for a consistent volume growth probably to take place, and that to reflect both in dollar revenues growing at a very steady clip, and the same again reflected in constant currency, though it will also get affected in terms of how the rupee moves. So to that bit, yes, I think the North American revenues, the UK revenues are extremely key for TCS because that's almost around 65-66% in terms of geographical concentration. So I think these regions doing well will ensure that TCS's revenue growth accrues in a very steady fashion, and so does the volume growth in that respect.
Urmil, the next question is to you. This is largely because if you look at from the numbers and the commentary that you are reading from the press release, it seems that there's no new negatives. When we started the year, TCS was very bullish on BFSI. Post that, we have seen some kind of sluggishness. That's exactly how it panned. Would you agree with Sanjeev that now for IT stocks we are more or less bottoming out currently?
So I hope that is the case. But again, I think the discretionary spending patterns, as Urmila was also mentioning, I think remain extremely critical in terms of how the performance of these companies will pan out. And second half traditionally is a softer quarter compared to the first half for a lot of IT companies, because that is where the decision-making process actually starts taking place. So to that bit, again, the management commentaries probably are going to be very, very key and important. But at the same time, I think the key verticals that a lot of the niche top-tier IT companies cater to, I think the spends thereof are going to be equally critical as well. So again, I think the softness might continue, but in the management commentary is hinting or indicating that the trends might change over the next few quarters. I think that might be taken positively by the street.
Okay, all of you gentlemen, thanks much for taking the time out and analyzing how TCS's performance has been. Within minutes from now, we're going to be hearing out from the management as well. The top brass will be addressing the media, taking their questions, and you can catch that press conference live, minute by minute, right here on ET Now.